Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Myself Kushi.D from Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering. So today I will be giving you presentation on my internship, that is third party risk assessment. So content for today is introduction, related background, working or implementation, objectives, plan of work, results, conclusion, references. So this was the first internship I had done for 1 month. So I had done this internship in Bangalore International Airport. So speaking a few words about that company is Bangalore International Airport, also known as Kempegowda International Airport. It is one of the busiest airport in India, serving as a major hub for domestic and international air travels. So my role in this internship was working on international passenger processing systems. So I worked in technical department of BIAL. So this is my second internship that I'm doing, which is ongoing. So Johnson Control is a multinational company specialized in building management and also energy storage solutions and smart buildings, with a history dating back to the late 19th century. It is known for its innovative technologies in the field of building efficiency and sustainability. So my role in this Johnson Control is I work for cybersecurity, that is IT security team, that is third party risk management. So coming to the introduction, third party risk assessment is the process of evaluating and managing the risk associated with engaging third party vendors. This assessment is crucial as it helps organizations identify potential risks early, implement mitigation strategies, and ensure that third parties comply with organizations' policies and standards. Related background. So related background, we have increasing reliance on external vendors, complexity of supply chains, regulatory requirements, data security concerns. So working and implementation. So coming to the working and implementation, the tools which are being used is ServiceNow, SharePoint, BitSight, Microsoft Edge or Chrome, Outlook, Teams. So in this slide, I will be discussing the tools usage. So ServiceNow, it is used to create vendor profile on the ServiceNow, perform assessment, that is light touch, standard assessment, and even periodic assessment, create plan task, and create vendor contact. So coming to SharePoint. So vendor engagement tracker, that is VET. So information of the vendor will be there, and also we'll be having vendor trading data list, that is sharing response from the requester is obtained here. So mainly used for storing data and updating third-party data. So coming to BitSight, it is used to generate the risk ratings and risk vectors such as patching cadence of the third party. So coming to the working part, light touch process. So in the step one, what we do is we go to the vendor engagement tracker that contains the vendor ID, created, vendor name, intake method such as vendor risk assessment requirement, existing, vendor VRA needed, and ICE action, and again VRA. So, and also we have assessor, person to whom it is actually assigned. Example, it could be myself, that is Kushi.D, and also engagement status and assessment completion. So step 2, go to the vendor that this assigned for me. So to whomever it is assigned, so we will be getting a notification. So when we click on it, we will be going to that, it will be navigating to that particular vendor. So all the details will be mentioned there. So step 3, now go to the service now and create vendor profile and onboard the vendor. So The onboarding process in ServiceNow includes three steps, that is creating vendor profile, creating vendor contact, and plan task creation. So in creating vendor profile, we have certain things such as name, status, industry, primary description, secondary description, and vendor manager and business owner. So in creating vendor contact, we have vendor first name, vendor second name, vendor email, primary contact, secondary contact, and send email and address. So in the plan task creation, we have name, title, tiering schedule. It is generally for 5 days, and plan start date will be there, and even tiering questionnaires. So coming to the plan task process is, first it would be in the draft state, then it will be moving to the awaiting response, then to the tiering as assignment, and then to the close state. So key points to be focused is, we will be having tiering assessors to whom it is assigned to. Once the tiering assignment is closed, tier level is automatically generated. So it applies to vendors. So basically it can be applied to even services to what they are providing, or even to the third party or the vendor. So it will be having the vendor name, assessment instance, that is status completed, or to how much percent, whether 90% it is completed or 100% it is completed. So all those things, and even vendor tiering scale. So in the plan task, on completion of plan task, what we have to do? So first we need to do is update the tiering vendor tier level. So if the vendor tier level is 1, that is very high, or 2, that is high, 3, that is moderate, 4, that is low, 5 is very low. So for 1, 2, perform standard assessment. So imagine in the plan task we're getting 1 or 2, that is very high or high. So then we have to go do the standard assessment. When it comes to 3, 4, 5, that is moderate, low, very low, then we will be doing the light touch process. So this also has to be updated in the vendor engagement tracker, that is VET. So coming to the standard assessment, that is when we get very high and high. So first the process will start this way, that is it will be in the draft state, then moving to the submitted to vendor, then response received, generating observations, finalizing with vendor, and closed. So the key points to be remembered is assessment schedule, questionnaire schedule, and note and comments. So objectives. In the objectives, risk identification. So this is one of the main objective of the third party risk. So identifying and understanding the various risks that third party vendors may have to organizations such as cybersecurity, compliance, financial, operational and reputational risks. So coming to the risk assessment, evaluate the likelihood and potential impact of identified risks to determine their significance and prioritize them for mitigation. Compliance. Ensure that the third-party vendors comply with relevant laws, regulations, and industry standards such as data protection regulations, example GDPR, CCPA, security standards such as ISO 27001, and financial regulation, example SOX. So objectives, we also have risk mitigation, which is very important. So implement measures to reduce or eliminate risk. So basically we have this third party risk team for mitigating risk. So only when we get risk, our aim is to resolve that risk or resolve that issue. So that is what our aim is. And also coming to business continuity, ensure that the third party relationships do not disrupt the organization's operations and that contingency plans are in place to mitigate any potential disruptions. Reputation management. Protect the organization's reputation by ensuring that third party vendors adhere to ethical standards and do not engage in activities that could harm the organization's image. Continuous improvement. Regularly review and update third-party risk management practices to adapt to changing risk and business requirements. So plan of work. So first we need to define objectives, identify third party, then risk assessment, then risk mitigation, then compliance check, then contract management and monitoring and reporting, incident response and documentation. In the result, as I previously discussed, we will be focusing on this vendor tier level. So first, if we get very high or high, moderate and low and very low. So for these three we will be doing light touch, whereas for these two we will be doing standard assessment. And from the this site risk report summary, also when we get the risk rating such as A, B, C, it is considerable. When it comes to D, it is a threshold. So we need to perform standard assessment. And also in the ratings, if we get around like 530, 540, it is good. So above that also it's very good. So below that, if we get, we need to go for standard assessment. So generally ABC is considered as good. So conclusion would be a comprehensive third-party risk assessment program begins with identifying all the third parties that interact with organization and categorizing them based on level of risk they pose. This is followed by conducting a thorough risk assessment for each third party, considering factors such as nature of relationship, the sensitivity of data or services involved, and the third party's security practices. Based on the findings of the risk assessment, organizations can develop and implement risk mitigation strategies such as contractual provisions, security audits, and ongoing monitoring. Compliance is another key aspect of third-party risk management, as organizations must ensure that third parties comply with relevant laws, regulations, and industry standards. This requires regular checks and audits to verify compliance and address any non-compliance issue promptly. So these are some of the pictures which I have put on the presentations which we gave from the training what we understood. So this was about the third party and policy making and about GRC, and this was from our innovation challenge team. So this was these images are from the internship which I had done at BIAL, that was on International Passenger Processing System, that is this was about Digiyatra, this was about system functionality, and this is how Qt setup for an airline you do it. And also I learnt about messaging queues and RabbitMQ, IBM MQ and all those things. So these are the references. So usually risk analysis is very important for the company, because only when there are no risks for a company, it is very safe and company's reputation also will be good. Thank you for watching my video. Please do like and share. Thank you.